So what do you do when life just keeps giving you lemons? You eventually get tired of drinking lemonade. So at this point, basically what you do is you grab those lemons and squeeze as hard as you can squeeze. So let me show you what's going on in the garden. Had a storm blow through last night and totally destroyed my garden. This is my plastic that I put down. That's about maybe a quarter of it is still down, and then this around the perimeter is still down, but 3/4 of it is gone. So you know, and if this was the first time that I had to fix the paper this season, then I'd probably just spend hours and hours fixing it all back like it was and say, well, it was just a storm that came through. But this is the 6th time, number 6, that I have had to, in some form or fashion, put this paper back down. Now, I've used this garden paper before for 2 years previous to upscaling it to this larger size garden, and never had a problem. And I don't know if it's because it's such a larger scale garden. Each one of these strips that you see are roughly 60 foot long. The other garden was about 25 by 30, and they weren't, even at that, they weren't all continuous strips. The longest strip could have been 30 foot maybe, but most of them weren't even that long because I kind of pieced them together in a way that made the garden. So we had a trellis and such. If you remember the old garden, that it just wasn't all one, you know, it wasn't laid out like this. But this is it's just sickening. It really is. It's sickening because I've spent probably a week of my time putting down this fabric, and this, like I said, this is the number 6 time that it has come undone. And it's not from lack of staples. People say, well, you just didn't put enough staples in it. And I tell you what, the first time might have been true, and I added more staples, and then it blew up again, and I added more staples, and I added some bricks, and so I had staples and bricks. And then I added more staples and more bricks, and added more staples and more bricks, until it's just, but it doesn't matter. For some reason I cannot keep this paper down, and I'm just sick of it. So at this point, it'll be faster for me to just nix the paper, roll that up, and be done with it than it will. It'll take me a couple of days or better to put the paper back down, and I've already got plants growing. So I'm just gonna, I mean, look, there's a staple just laying there. I tell you, once it gets up under these really long sheets like this, it turns into a sail, like on a boat. I mean, you can barely hold it down. I mean, it's just, I don't know. I'm at a loss. I tell you what, you know, and of course that's not going to keep the deer away because it's grounding out my fence. So I've had all day at work to think about it, and as far as the paper, I'm just going to pull it up. I cannot, at this point, I can either have a garden or I can have paper. Look, there's a cucumber. There's one of my cucumber plants right there on my electric fence. There's another one right there that's dead. Let me see, right there. It's dead. That one may have survived. I can't tell. And then it just ripped the tops off of these as it ripped the paper off. So what this means is, as far as this season goes, I have 2 choices. I can either have a garden or I can have paper, because since this is done this 6 times, it is guaranteed next time any kind of wind blows up, I'm going to be faced with the same problem again. And I can't tell you how many, you know, here's a staple. You know, if you think I don't have staples, you're crazy. I've gone through over about almost 2 boxes of staples, because like I said, I just keep putting more and more and more staples down, and yet it just keeps coming up. And there's nothing I can do to stop this. So I'll either have to do this differently next year, where maybe the 4-quadrant system is 4 completely different quadrants, and that way they're only, you know, 25-foot pieces or 20-foot pieces that are, or I just say to hell with the paper completely, because you know, gardening's supposed to be enjoyable, and this is not enjoyable. This is angering. It's a lot of work that has just gone for nothing. It's a lot of money. Like I said, I've got $500 in paper and anchors and whatnot just for this, and plus the propane to burn the holes, you know, and that doesn't even count everything that was done for this setup here, you know. So I got off work early today. Look, here comes another section, probably start blowing away, and I'm gonna pull it up. I can't deal with this and trying to garden and everything else. So goodbye paper. As far as where all the staples are, I mean, I have no idea. The landscape staples are probably strewn all in the yard. Last time it happened, which was Saturday, so this happened the day after that, so this is Monday today. Saturday we had a storm come up. I came out here during the storm. I put down this whole section right here that you see here had come up just like it did here. This section had folded back over, and one of these sections, like right here, about maybe this the same exact section, had come undone. And I came out here in the torrential rain with another pocket full of landscape staples, a couple more bricks. I mean, it throws the bricks outside the garden. I mean, there's no way that I can fix this and have a garden this year. So that's all I know to do. So we'll go back to dirt. It's worked before and it'll work again. But now I'm going to spend until probably dark rolling this paper up, trying to figure out how to get it in some kind of system so that if I ever use it again, I can remember what piece goes which and what have you. But yeah, to redo this whole thing, I'm not doing it. It's just me. I don't have that kind of time, and working like I do, I don't have the energy. So goodbye paper.